Hey, everybody. Welcome to Meet the Creator session on iBossTV. My name is Louis Joseph, CEO and founder of iBoss Entertainment.
Hello, my name is Amrita. I'm Director of Marketing for iBossTV.
Yes, and today we have an awesome show for you. We're going to introduce to you one of the creators of the series called Ladies and Gentlemen on iBoss TV. And Meet the Creators is all about introducing you to these creators, the phenomenal work that they're doing, and also learn a little bit about them as well as their projects. So before we introduce them, quickly go on our website, iBossEntertainment.com, check out everything that we're doing, subscribe to our social media, newsletter, and all that good stuff. So now we're going to introduce you, the creators of Ladies and Gentlemen. So let's get them on board right now. We have here David Zuckerman. How are you doing?
Not too shabby, not too shabby.
Producer and creator of Ladies and Gentlemen. And also right next to him, we have Emily Lanelle.
Hello there.
How you doing? How you doing? Director, writer of Ladies and Gentlemen. How you all doing? How's everything going?
So far, so good. We're really happy with just how the show's kind of been received and how everything's going so far.
Yeah, and we're happy to be here with you guys. So
exactly.
Yeah, and we're happy that you're here. We're looking forward to learning more, and also the viewers learning more as well. And so before we get going here and talk about Ladies and Gentlemen, the first thing we're going to do is give the viewers a snippet of what Ladies and Gentlemen is all about. So let's roll it.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Hey, so sorry if this is inappropriate, but you're not going to kill yourself, are you?
Just thinking about it. Yeah.
Mike, I'm sorry.
You can't be serious.
I mean, I'm not trying to tell you how to live your life or end it. I mean, you do you, bro.
I literally have nowhere to go.
You can stay with me.
So he was gonna jump off a bridge?
Seemed that way.
And you stopped him?
I did stop him. I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome Michael. Mike. Welcome, Mike. Welcome to our home. Will you be paying rent?
You're welcome to stay with us for as long as you want. Is there anyone that you're maybe a little closer to who's maybe a little better suited to help you through all this shit?
Yeah, there is one. My friend Sam. We work together.
Mike, why were you not at work today?
I wanted to talk to you about that.
Oh, you are not listening to me, Pablo!
No. I'm hearing you very clearly. Maybe I should just kill myself.
Impeccable timing.
Are you saying our marriage is like the TV guide channel?
Well, that's what I call crunch.
No. I don't like this feeling.
Oh, this does not look good.
What?
You know, I'm a full-fledged adult. I'm in an adult relationship.
Pablo, and this is my girlfriend, Madeline.
Sanctuary!
Oh, nope.
How do you think it was? It was absolutely horrible.
Dumb.
0 out of
So
10.
dumb.
Would not recommend.
Awesome. This show is hilarious. And yeah, so tell us, what inspired you to become filmmakers and actors, producers, and just get into the world of creating?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's kind of always been there. I was the kid who was more interested in the behind the scenes stuff on the DVDs. How are they making it? I was the kid borrowing my mom's camera, constantly making awful videos with my little brother. It always fascinated me. So kind of doing that led me into going to film school. Then eventually I moved out to Hollywood, and yeah, just started making stuff with the people I like, people I enjoy making stuff with.
Yeah. Same here. Kind of just would make movies as a kid. In 8th grade, I saw Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and that kind of changed my life. I fell in love with acting, and I was like, I got to get into theater. I got to do this. So I did it all through high school. I went to college. Actually, I went for musical theater, and then decided to move out here and give film a shot, and just wanted to kind of just like create our own content as opposed to just be like auditioning and playing like barista number 1, waitress number 2 or whatnot. So we just kind of wanted to have some more, I wanted to have roles with more depth to them. So I was like, well, might as well just create them.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So do you have a specific genre that you're focused on? And what would you say Ladies and Gentlemen would be under?
I mean, for me at least, I have we had mentioned it prior to the video starting. I have a huge martial arts background. So a lot of the stuff I do is very action heavy. It's more on the darker, dramatic side, really peeling back the layers to see what makes people tick. And that's a lot of what I like to do. This kind of came out of, Ladies and Gentlemen, we kind of joke that it's like a dark comedy, coming of age sort of dark comedy for like millennials, because we always felt like we don't really have a sitcom for our generation.
We feel like New Girl hit like just a little bit before, and then we feel like everything's hitting just a little bit after.
Yeah, so we kind of wanted to give a little insight into what, that like sort of late 80s, early 90s born people are still going through right now, what our existence is like, kind of a thing.
Yeah, where we were kind of taught like, oh, the world is your oyster, and then you get there and it's like, well, actually, you're probably going to die in debt from student loans, and like just like all this, kind of the darker stuff. Like the world just kind of took a turn for us, I feel. Yeah, so we kind of just wanted to portray that, but we wanted to make it funny because I feel like a lot of millennials are kind of,
we're into that self-deprecating humor.
Yeah, self-deprecating. Yeah.
And that's a good segue here, because one of the elements and conversations that your series brings up is mental health. And one of the things that one of the characters obviously is going through some things. And what was the inspiration in kind of incorporating some of that into it?
It's a good question, because the show itself was mainly inspired from us just trying to date in LA, and how
which is really hard,
difficult and
very hard.
Nasty it is. And when we were developing it, the characters obviously inspired off of us. They're, exaggerations of us and stuff. Obviously, none of us have gotten to those dark, dark places, but we all know people. Some of us might have, and it was just something that when it was brought up, one of our writers brought it up, kind of like, what if we did this? What if we really just like swung for the fences in the first episode and really went dark with it? But taking that weird sort of self-deprecating humor with it, so it still kind of feels respectful, appropriate, but also super relatable, because unfortunately there are a lot of people that just deal with, mental health issues, that deal with depression. And
I mean, me personally, like I struggle heavily with anxiety and PTSD and some other things, and we didn't want to shy away from that, I guess, but we also realized that our generation tends to, again, just kind of make a joke about it, even though it is serious, but we kind of were just like, I'm fine. No, I'm not. I'm fine though, but no. And also, in general, we had, it all kind of did start with one of our friends was getting a divorce very young, and that was shocking.
That was kind of,
a wake-up call for him, and just being like, wow, am I really going to be,
what now?
26 and divorced? Like it just,
it was sort of the catalyst for everything. And you can even see it with that character of Mike in the first episode. He's going through divorce, and that's huge for him. He doesn't know how to deal with that. None of us are prepared how to deal with that. I don't think anyone's prepared how to deal with that at any age, let alone late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah, but we're just trying to show that, like, even if that happens, or even if you struggle with mental health or anything, there is life afterwards. Like you can, if you keep pushing forward, you're going to find your people who love you and support you, and like chosen family, I guess, really.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And you all kept it really. Sorry, Amra, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. I just love hearing that, and the messages that you're showing, and that realities as well, and not really trying to shy away from that, but also doing it in that comedic way too, which we all appreciate as well. So how did you find the actors to really portray this? And if it was shot throughout LA, like the spaces that you wanted to really use to show these scenes and build this story?
That's something kind of I've always had a little knack for, is just
finding spaces,
finding people. I'm really good at just sort of being like, hey, you want to work on this? Hey, you want to help out? And kind of just get everyone excited. But it really started with like the people, because there's three of us who created it: myself, another guy, Ben, who actually ends up playing Seth, the Uber driver in the first episode,
Mhm.
and then another writer named Jordan, who was kind of the inspiration for a lot of what Mike goes through. And it was us we're three friends talking, like, hey man, this sucks. This is hard. This is difficult. And then the idea kind of came from that. And so then we started thinking, okay, well, we need to actually make a story. We need to make characters. And then it's like, okay, well, we have these archetypes, right, that every sitcom has. Well, how do we make those work? How do we make those relevant? And then that's where we started really figuring out, oh, who would be great at this? Oh, this actor who we worked with prior. Oh, who'd be really good at this? This friend of ours who's also an actor.
It's people who we had auditioned with before. We knew that they would fit the parts. That being said, we did hold auditions still, and we got really lucky, I guess, with just finding people who were willing to give us their time and work during the world ending, because we did film a lot of this during COVID. We had to be very safe. And luckily he had worked as a COVID compliance officer in the very beginning. So we had all of these safety nets and everything, but it was very difficult. It took a lot longer than we had anticipated. We filmed this over.
Yeah, it was supposed to be maybe a 2-3 month
shoot, and it ended
up being like a 2-year monster. Just
because of finding, because this person got exposed, so we can't film this week. This person's out of town, or this person's. It was working with a bunch of schedules during the end of the world.
Yeah. Difficult.
Yeah, but I also think that kind of added to the story, right? Because again, we have survived a crazy amount of stuff in our life.
Yeah. And that's the great thing about these projects, is you keep pushing through all these different roadblocks. It sounds like there's a lot of challenges. Obviously, during COVID, very tough to film around that time, because you gotta all this prep work before you can even get on set to make sure people can actually be there. And then that day you can cancel the whole thing just because
we had to rewrite a couple episodes.
Yeah, it happened a lot.
We had to we had our final read through right before
everything ended.
And so we had our finale episode was actually going to be a 3-parter from 3 different points of view.
But it was a big party.
So we were like, well, we can't do that because
can't have all those people in one place.
So we literally had to rewrite our finales.
But when it all came down to it too, when the world ended, me and all the other producers were like, okay, well, what do we do? We obviously have to put this on hold. And I said, maybe.
It's a small cast.
I was like, if I'm on set, legally we're fine. And if we skeleton crew it, we downsize everything, I think we could actually just shoot the whole thing ourselves.
Yeah.
And everyone's kind of like, ooh, that sounds like a big thing. And I'm like, I know. But it's either going to be we do nothing for 2 years, and we're a bunch of creatives, and we do nothing. Or we make something, and it'll be really hard, but at least we'll make something.
Yeah, but a lot of us did end up doing things that we've never done. I ran sound sometimes. We did everything we could to keep as little crew as possible to keep it safe. So
we tripled, quadrupled up on jobs a lot of the time.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
And a lot of growth looked like it happened through that, because wearing so many hats, learning so many new skills, and also finding creative ways to get the project done. And that's probably one of the biggest lessons out there to all the filmmakers out there, independent filmmakers, young filmmakers, up and coming in school. You keep pushing through and finding creative ways like they have to keep pushing through your dream, through your project. So that's excellent. And in regards to when you talked about, these elements of mental health that you just mentioned, you've made it so digestible. It's fun. It's funny. It's very clean, and it's not so dark as you mentioned. So in filming that, how were getting into these roles for these actors? Like, how was it for them to really come about and bring the comedy out? Was there something specific you were looking for in terms of the qualities they brought to bring that specific comedy around this kind of dark humor?
I think what helped was when we were kind of creating the characters, we, for the most part, had most of the actors in mind. Most of the actors were already writers and producers. You saw my face in that trailer a couple times, right? So we already knew, hey, we can write this character around my strengths as an actor. oh, we can write this character around that strength, that actor's strengths and stuff like that. So then it just kind of, the comedy was a lot easier for people to just fall into because they were there the whole time. They were in our heads the whole time. Even her, she plays one of the characters in our heads the whole time when we created the character. And then we just said, hey, why don't you also just write for your character? Because who knows you best other than you? And that, I feel like, is what really helped the show get that sense of just realism.
We did get very, very lucky though with our lead, Adwin.
Yeah, he's bigger than us.
He was on. I'm sure you guys have seen him in other things, but he
just liked the project.
Yeah, but
he really liked it.
My gosh, he is so good. He just comes on set and he hits it perfect every time.
Every note.
It's like we didn't even really have to. It felt like we didn't have to direct him. Yeah, he just like read the script and understood what needed to be like emotionally centered there. What needed to hit and make you want to cry, and then the next second be able to make you laugh. I just cannot give him enough praise, honestly. He was phenomenal, and we'd never worked with him before, and he just fell right into place with all of us, and just killed it every day, honestly.
That's awesome.
Sounds like you had a really great team, and I'm wondering also, who did you get inspiration from when you were growing up as a younger person and watching different films and stories? Who was your inspiration, and what maybe would you say is, how do you want to inspire like the next generation of youth that are interested in this?
I think a lot of like my inspirations, just because I'm coming from the more filmmaker side of it, you know, people like Robert Rodriguez, who kind of same thing. We're just like, well, I guess I'll do it myself.
Yeah. Or It's Always Sunny. They were a huge inspiration. Like their crew.
It's Always Sunny is a great inspiration for this show. New Girl kind of was mentioned earlier, another inspiration for this show specifically, where it's just like, you know, specifically like shows like It's Always Sunny, where it just seems like it was just a bunch of ragtag friends who ended up
had
just
a camera and we're like, we got this idea, let's do it.
Made something successful, and that's kind of what really drove us. Is we were like, I mean, they could do it, and they had a worse camera than us, you know, like worse equipment. So why not?
Yeah, but also like I mentioned previously, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. For me, that show just it had like all of the aspects that I wanted in a show. It had horror. It had like you had the moments where you were terrified, and again where you were crying, and then it had these hilarious moments as well. I just feel like that show specifically really kind of gave me my own sense of humor in a way. Just growing up watching it, so I would say like that was a really big inspiration for me.
Yeah. Nice. And then, so what do you want to inspire for the next generation? This generation that has technology, the access to all the visuals and images.
I mean, everybody, you have access to these amazing cameras, like even just on your phone, you know? Like, I mean,
make a whole film with your phone.
I mean, I gotta say, I'm so impressed too with like the later generations now that, for one, they have access to all these great technologies and they're utilizing them. People are making entire careers off of TikTok, awesome, off of Instagram, great. And I guess if anything we wanted to give to other filmmakers would just be keep doing that.
Yeah, just keep making stuff.
You don't need a studio. You don't need, you know, to be huge, bankrolled. You know, if you've got an idea and you've got a really passionate team behind you, you can kind of do anything.
Yeah, and honestly, like the writing and the acting, it's going to carry you through.
Yeah.
So if you have an idea and it's just you can't get it out of your head, you should make that. You should make that thing. You should create that project. Yeah, because I mean, art is important, and it's the way that we express ourselves, and we have all of these great tools nowadays to be able to facilitate that. And I just just keep creating, keep writing, keep doing your own thing, and eventually something's going to click and you're going to hit something and it's going to be probably huge, you know. Just keep pushing.
Someone will notice eventually.
Yeah,
love that.
And if they don't, who cares? You've got to create this beautiful thing that you get to have for the rest of your life, you know. Yeah,
absolutely, and you know, keep pushing and inspiring with the new stories and all the topics you want to hit, and just take the camera and start shooting, right? That's as basic as it could get.
And find a good team, find your people,
find your tribe. That's a huge thing in this industry.
yeah, we got lucky.
Yeah.
We found a lot of people who helped us to grow and learn and
succeed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it sounds like most of your production didn't have to do with a lot of auditioning and things of that nature. It's like, oh, it's just the network you've built around the people you've met that's helped you create this project. Is that a way you would prefer to go about projects, which is going through your networks of maybe people you encounter, people and not go through the audition process and over and over again and all these different things? Would you rather go through your network of people that that you just meet over time?
I would say it's both.
It's both, but I also
we get
think
new people every time we do this as well. So,
but I also think that's not an uncommon thing. You
Mhm.
know, Martin Scorsese works with Leonardo DiCaprio all the time, right?
and we were asking a lot of people too.
Right.
We were asking,
but like
it's easier for people who worked with us before. They could trust us and be like, yes.
You've got people like Tarantino who always works with Samuel L. Jackson all the time, and so it's like that's not an uncommon thing where it's like they have a network that they kind of always work with. But yeah, we kind of, I've made films before, and a lot of if I have a great time with you and you give me this amazing performance, we're gonna keep working together because that was so much fun. Let's keep doing that. So it's like a lot of that comes from it, but even like she was saying, yeah, we kind of do both, where each new project is an opportunity to find someone awesome and new.
Yeah, and we've auditioned for other projects before, and if we've auditioned you before, we'll go, oh, you know what?
Yeah,
this person would be good for this, and we'll just have them read for that. Because usually even the people that you see in our projects, they've auditioned for us enough that we know
we already know
their talents, or we'll just ask them to read for us again just to see if they fit the role, or just to give us practice for casting in general. Yeah.
So you hear that, filmmakers and actors out there, network, meet producers, meet filmmakers, meet directors, get yourself out there, because you just never know. They might be thinking about you just by looking at you and give you, okay, this person might fit my role, even though I haven't spoken to them yet. So you just never know. So get yourselves out there to the festivals, to the networking events. When you see these kind of things, don't shy away and go out there and meet people. So what's next for Ladies and Gentlemen? Is there another season, anything in the works, anything you can share? I know there's some secret sauces sometimes you don't want to give up, but anything you can share.
So we have ideas. I mean, we have the whole show up here.
We know exactly how it would end. Yeah.
We have ideas for season 2. We've even started spitballing scripts and stuff. The main thing is we produced this kind of out of pocket for season 1. That was tough. And I would love to be able to do, if we got, say, sort of a backer or an investor for season 2, then hell yeah. So please share it. Please enjoy it. Please tell people about it so we can get more eyes on it. But yeah, moving forward for Ladies and Gentlemen, the hope would be season 2, keep telling the story.
Yeah.
If not, it's just another jumping off point for our next thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, go on iBossTV and watch Ladies and Gentlemen. All right. And absolutely. So now, how can people follow you? Where can they follow you? Where are you at?
So you can find me on Instagram. I'm under David Zook 12, right there on the screen. You can also follow our company, Crooked Jaw Productions. And we have an Instagram as well.
Instagram, Facebook, YouTube.
YouTube. Our YouTube channels where you can also watch the show. You can also watch a lot of our other.
No, watch it here on iBoss.
But watch it here on iBoss. Don't watch it on YouTube.
Watch it on iBoss.
But
that's right.
You can also watch a lot of our other things, a lot of our other projects. Currently, we have a feature in development. We are producing a short film as well right now. A couple things. We're always just sort of making stuff. So
yeah, and then I'm at EmmaLove25 on Instagram. That's kind of where I mainly post, so you can follow me there if you want.
Just name me an Instagram one, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, follow David and follow Emily. Awesome creators, inspiring creators, pushing through adversity, getting their projects done, submitting to iBossTV, getting it on iBossTV. Yeah. Awesome show, funny, and very entertaining. So definitely check it out on iBossTV. And anything else you want to share that we haven't covered, that you just want to put out there?
throw out there? Just I think we went over a lot of good stuff. Keep making stuff. Keep checking out our stuff because we do need that. We do need the views. Yeah, check it out on iBoss. I promise you'll enjoy the show. We haven't had a negative review yet, which has been really cool. Trust me, I have had a ton of negative reviews on a lot of my other stuff. This is the one project that I don't think anyone has said anything negative about.
I think a lot of people can relate to it, or you can find something in it that you relate to.
So,
yeah, I would just, again, keep creating. Just
keep doing your thing.
It makes the world a better place. It really does.
Really does.
We need entertainment and we need stories from every single type of person. We need that right now. We need that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing all of this, and excited to continue to see what you produce and come up with, especially these ideas. I definitely connect with like the millennial struggles we go through, but also just, it's like the comedic craziness of it all as well. It's just, you just keep pushing through and pushing through. So really appreciate the messages that you're sending through your work. So looking forward to just seeing what else you guys come up with.
We appreciate that.
Thank you. Yeah, we look forward to seeing everything else on iBossTV. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure having you all and learning everything about your project and the things you got going on. Very inspiring. And we look forward to having you again. So we'll definitely stay in touch. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, go watch Ladies and Gentlemen on iBossTV. Thank you for joining us, David and Emily.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Lewis, that was so amazing just to hear their story, their inspiration, how they're taking what happened to them when like the pandemic hit, and then just turning that into art.
Absolutely. And, I remember filming as well during the pandemic, and, it was challenging. So I can certainly relate to a lot of things they're talking about as far as, things being scheduled and canceled and all of that good stuff. And I remember, I just had my little guy around the time. So I was saying, hey, we need to shoot this and then leave. So, definitely everyone, gonna say it again, go watch Ladies and Gentlemen on iBossTV. Okay. And go on iBossTV.com. It's flashing right there at the bottom of your screen. Okay. And Meet the Creators is all about, again, introducing the creators on iBossTV and all their wonderful work, learning about them, learning about the projects, and stay tuned to more Meet the Creators. And we'll see you next time.